Bring together the main actors to take their turns on pressing issues, dissecting events as they unfold 4 to 5:30 p.m.
Again, say there.
And do without that bright citizen whom you have sworn an oath to protect. Yes, we understand that the pay is not good. We feel your pain and we wish things could be different as we continue to call on government nations nationwide. And from mainland 98.3 FM, we implore you to do better.
Imagine a country where our children have good schools if we use our votes wisely.
Sadly, some people spent after the food is gone. What remains? 5, maybe 10 years of suffering under bad leadership.
Is your child much more?
When you keep your votes, when you cast it freely and wisely, you protect your dignity, your rights, and your future.
Stand together. Let us reject vote buying. And this message is brought to
You're welcome to this. Don't miss it every Throwback Thursdays on Milan. Maybe, and then if you're able to squeeze Leah Plantation Boys, you get to listen to a few as you join Kunle Daniels. You'd always love, always keep your dad. Always my guest on the show every Thursday, except today we'll look at a lot of things. And by the way, maybe 2 weeks now, that earlier telling on the jazz eventually in court in that from the people that's million, that's 47% amongst those people. The elderly forms the 20%, which is 1 point. Is actually suspended for now today. Kano. Well, protests that was organized were made, relatives of Nnamdi Kanu, his lawyer, and all of that court, and then there was some exchange, and this man had top on the team. Okay, PR, that's on the ground of faith was on Monday. Then it's only normal would not have maybe, and I've also Excellency Governor Peter Mbah was decamping to the All Progressive Convention. But again, you also look at all of the SACMES and everything ESCO of ADC. Wow. We also saw how one of the biggest challenger to Governor Abiodun. So you may probably want to look at it as well, how the likes of Ayodele Fayose at the PDP Banji for his second term ambition. So one would expect that, but we look at it, that is this setting a template for what big issue with election, not just in Nigeria, some part of Africa. So we saw what happened to Paul Biya in Cameroon. 3% of the total vote cast for a ninth is contesting against him as well. And we saw the violence, the protest against electoral violence ahead of the 2027 election. Is the right of activists in Nigeria, in the political space, especially likes of Bayo Nonuga, and a few of them had responded. And I would want to appeal to our commemoration for the NSAS protest to organize a free Nnamdi Kanu protest. You can't be seeing both situations to Nnamdi Kanu issue, because I know it's a very tricky situation, especially as a matter that is in governors, the position of the Southeast leaders. Well, all of that issue. Mr. Mᴜyíᴏ, good to have you join us on the show today. Mr. Mᴜyíᴏ is the publisher of.
Yeah, good evening, all of us. I want to believe you are doing good today. Good. Okay.
Good to have you join us on the show. A news platform proprietor. How is news are breaking? I'm sure.
Very right, because in Nigeria, and that's why digital platform are thriving nowadays. Now talk less of waiting till the second day. Know what happened. And there's a plan there. To go to people on to go, what next to do? Regularly. And so if you don't listen to traffic news, you must use your dog to. So things are happening that you need to take care of yourself.
Nnamdi Kanu. I know that it's a matter in court. Withdrew present himself in our session today, but how all the crises and the killings in the Southeast would end in 2 minutes? if you're looking at it from the political, Oane is under the late president on how to have a lasting solution to the
It's court that government of the day you are fighting will out to marry. There is going to be fight. You see what happened to Nelson, the political solution that ended it. They ended, I think, is a political solution. Matter as well that is the political solution to this point. The reason whether you are saying you are fit, I can assure you this is what will start all over again to allow political solution. Is a what would do it? We may not went to them. In thinking, in ideas, in running people, different ways of life. That's not sure you and the listeners that in the next 1 year, you see another group for other ethnicals. Because of the constitution, we are operating, and what is happening within our police. Look at this case of Kano. Why can't there be a referendum? Blame the past. Yes. I know. They wanted to put the Aᴅᴏᴡ to put a clause just in any part of the country. That arrangement was truncated between the wealthiest people together. I don't see a marriage that cannot be really married people together with no choice of reviewing and our contract of marriage to Nigeria if right thing is not done. But I don't want to blame the past. Whether Zik was right then or was absolutely wrong. I say is that presently, if Kano IPOP says the Southeast wanted, let there be a referendum so that Kano we are together in the Caribbean peacefully. I'm telling you the truth of the matter. All this was, I think, suspicious of themselves. Oh, can we go to our development that the East is big enough to let there be a referendum for people to decide what they want. If a referendum against it, so be it. We let people determine what they want. The politicians should move fast. Out of the 5 states of the Southeast, don't ask me it's already in the place like the APC caucus. But I strongly believe that before, not in person like that, reading to placate almost all sections of the country, I will not. And if after the election, they want a still a solution to Kano's matter. Because today, also, they're giving judgment. We know the result. We hear killing. All the alleged acting. That still will be a judgment that will favor Kano. The court process simply saw the political solution we should have to think. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Adeyemi, when I was side of it, and you've also brought up the conversation of the APC. Ebonyi is also in the APC. Enugu is in the APC. I mean, because it already. If you say that it will be an issue that for this solution, where would they come from? The Oane is in an open letter to the former president. Now that we have governors that are from the Southeast, and it says, if the 5 Southeast governors states as the seats that they are controlling, now they've got 3. Do you think the governors are primed enough?
Let me inform with you on all of us. Chairman of
APC Progressive Governors Forum.
I said it's an eye office. The president asked for him. State, When the reception was too cold, Buhari said, but surprisingly, the man went back there again. If not, the people like Iᴏᴜᴜᴜ alone and closeness to the people with power. So this is private business and not justice. And the man was put with Umar. This was the bit. Umar is doing wonderful work. He's not the best minister of works ever. Minister of works. I've never met him. One, God knows. But I admire of Mr. President. 3 of them, the president doesn't know what to release him. Convincing reasons to stake their neck. Release me today, I will make peace. Is a non-state actor. Useless. They cannot maintain peace in their police. But are the government ready to your guess as good as mine? So, but if counterpart in Southwest that the full negotiating for council to accept, but if there would be that no income to certain matter, probably they will tell them to go to land imprisonment.
If the statements are credited to Mark, the fallout of there's a whole lot is changing, and the national commands that control. And if someone that can command that level of control,
I want to believe that she keep on all these stay at home every Monday, right? But are you doing that? But you know what? When we talk of Nigeria, some of us, and there's some people, because they are not sharing part of that idea, but people are not crossing to our father. So you cannot go to. Now, what is the problem with that one? So the shots, the other man, or the man in Lagos, look at our points. But we're not looking at this matter from that selfish point of view. Because it's as much as saying that in 2 minutes there will be peace. But people will tell it's more stressful than Northeast and Northwest. After he has to control that influence in my assertion, people have the right to determine right. And that's why I'm calling on we know it's history, we know it's actually we are in this country together. We know it's going in June 12th. We know it's going to settle this matter. Let there be a referendum. Do you know how many countries that the population said that I was saying we must to me, we are not doing that. And it made this all the population had through the referendum.
Okay, let's particular issue. Then they come to the APC. You would know that the day two-term governor of Imo State, the Chalka Solutions. I'm not even sure, and are just the European Union. They call for collective decision. They had to also in Brexit, but of course, it was the United Kingdom decision. Yugoslavia and all of them were crossed. Mr. Miwadi, they are taken over from the acting chairperson of I. Would also have the Osun and Ekiti. I've called for more awareness, in respect to having on Tuesday, but it needs to be done as a.
And there is something that breaks once. I didn't witness it because I was at the for the convocation lecture. So, do you know that also debrief me of what happened and how it happened? Or APC. National Secretary of the Party, before people will come get also the challenge to come here. I think all these motor parks, gun shops that people were running to stupor. And about 6
to the venue.
We went to come and protect them. All of them came. Yes. And legality. Spoke for 3 minutes and we see the chairman of the state not to execute it. You don't know everything that only person that accredited.
It was screened out by the NWC.
Do you understand? So if it was screened out that now I to say that nobody should contest against your total prominence. Now, if that is what's happening, I will say that states will not with what they did. I will not saying opposition that is in charge. That whatever we do, nobody will ask us questions. Then, if that happens, I will go play field for the players to play. We don't in the Senate. If not so in the right. 25. First, intimidation. What kind of democracy we are talking about? It's not to close their mouth, blame those who allow opposition to die in this country. No one corrupts, absolutely bad corrupts. I have almost equal strength. Will you go today and do that? And Nigerians who are responsible for whatever we begin to see. Democracy was never, go and look at history of an advanced democracy after 10 years. We didn't need a large direction whatsoever in the Afonso. Yes, in short. No problem. But that's not the end of it. That's 99 over empirical things we are talking about. But the situation where you have your leader is that the best for their state. I went to the state, and if I came back, the business vote, whoever was federal code, whoever, I give them the highest taxes. And I think thinking all of us should also to see that I don't know. The kind of approach carefully. If we really get what happened in the state, have such happening. And I won't be surprised if you see people that way, what will soon happen in Osun State. Well,
third story, real quick, but wanting to Agom Jarigbe, the CP into the All Progress, assumed the absolute also from Cross River North Senatorial District by the president. That's why they and the law, and he will be charged. Let's quickly listen to that. Last week, on Monday. What we started off with that we've had in this country, Mr. Adeyemi, was 2020. It's been a tool that used to have value. If you go to the White Day and people are protesting for different things, animal rights, human, we have a president that then asked questions in this country. Goodluck Jonathan announced the removal of subsidies. Sponsor and protest on the activists. I don't know how you want to cap.
Has been arrested by the Nigerian police force, and you would ask what statements, and there is a constant in all of their statements. Every one of them mentions that one or more. So it would be most unfair to charge some people to court and leave the person who took them into the restricted area. And that's why in the spirit of fair play, that's why we wouldn't spend time with us, we don't spend up to Twitter today, because people were arrested, they contravened the court order that was charged headlong into the area, and the order would be arrested and prosecuted.
Mr. Adeyemi, are you still with us?
yes.
Okay. For that interview, that press briefing was released. So, SP Benjamin Hundeyin, of course, we all know him in Lagos, the former Lagos Police Force Public Relations, and one of them gave a statement, and they gave statement and areas, and so that they don't just charge the people that protested immediately after the program. But on the order of the Commissioner of Police arrested, and his statement, we started this conversation with Nnamdi Kanu, but in his own wisdom, that feels, protest should be the.
Let me start by saying there's no ways that once you are not burning properties, you are not, and we are still both to waste time. We should try to ask the question, listen, unfortunately, some people die. All the presidential candidates have a number of youths into this government. Tell me any major achievement in this country without protest. Is it by doctors or the border strike? Right? I can assure you the demands and what they are talking. But by the time they now have the government, that's why you throughout the week, 2 week strike. This what is unstable areas come off. Even the dollars that they are aware there is no sponsor. Or they collapse. I think it's no more used in this country. Onset react until you are arrived to intervene. So, I'm not talking of Tinubu government alone.
Since 2009.
So, that's when government listen to them. Go to 10,000 streets. Like Eagle Square. Maybe from Lagos to Ibadan. Press their frustration, their anger. Because I'm concerned. What the guy is not achieving on the ballot of papers and the choice, then you get to court, it will not stop him. The second day they will go back to their homes. If you have paper will reporting it. But by the time they are arresting them, that's what they are making it. So what they are trying to see. But and what they can do to help the government. Why can't you speak them in to cause the civil matter? They are not carrying out. That the center of democracy actually. I can assure you, by 10 o'clock, by 12 o'clock, cold one. So like the orange hat in the city matter. That was blind. What? Shout? But that's good. There was many times done. Others said, what is here? It's 3 or 4 times. He said yes. It was 2 times again. It was just time. We said what we say on that side of what I'm doing. So you can be surrounded. Never be so good in quotes. Go a pants. You can be surrounded searching somewhere. Right? They can tell you that. Go a pants. So you having gas. Yes. But a clever leader.
Mr. Adeyemi, I have to let you go now, but let me quickly quote this part. As Section 39, subsection 1 of the Nigerian entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinion and to receive and impart ideas, information without interference. Section 40 went on to say that every person shall be on any association at which they can also do that. So, I just have to quickly chip that next week. Next up is Mainland FM Global News, and I'll be back by 6 for Sports Cruise. The program we just listened to is the Situation Room live from Mainland 98.3 FM, my news platform, an online news platform that serves you the very best of stories as they break.